If you are new to photography and you're just starting out, you're going to love this video. When I started my career, I had a lot of confusion in the beginning as to how to do something and what best way to approach it. I really wish I had a guide or a mentor who sort of could show me the way. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing 5 important things that every new photographer needs to know. First thing I'm going to talk about is knowing your camera. Now this is not an overnight skill. It's something that is gained, or a skill that is honed and crafted over a couple of years. While it may take a couple of years and that may seem pretty long drawn, it's really important for you to start doubling down on learning that skill and doing it really well. Understanding your camera, what it can do for you, understanding your gear can really help you start getting better at your craft. Here are 2 examples of my own pictures to show you what I used to shoot like back in 2014 to something that is shot as late as this year. So what really helped me double down on understanding how my camera works was when I was learning on the job. I started out by assisting a wedding photographer, which meant that my shots couldn't fail them. They had to be used, and a wedding cannot be repeated. So every shot taken there is super critical. With that sort of pressure mounting over me, it was important for me to really know what I'm doing with my camera, what settings I could change, and how to achieve the right exposure for every single shot. The second most important thing for a new photographer is understanding how to edit your photos. Now, I believe that 50% of the job is to go out there and take that perfect picture, but the remaining 50% of the job lies with what you do with that picture in post. That is, how do you bring out the tone of the image or the mood of the image to really make it stand out or have the impact you want it to have. Your editing journey is a long one. Where you are today will not necessarily be where you are 5 years from now. Your editing style will constantly change, and you'll start to evolve as a photographer with a lot more experience and an evolved perspective, where you will have a little more clarity as to how you want your images to look like at the end of the day. The third and most important thing as a new photographer is understanding where to draw your inspiration from or how to use that inspiration. For me as an artist, it comes from a variety of sources: music, movies, art, a lot from when I travel and see different landscapes, a lot of it from nature as well. It's about understanding how to keep your eyes open and record all of these images in your head and think of ways to use them constructively in your style of photography. A quick example to help you understand where I draw inspiration from, it could be from the smallest of objects I've seen around the city. So right outside our studio, we have these basket weavers, and I see them weave baskets every single day. At one point I was getting a little bored of actually just using my plain backdrops, and I was thinking about what I could do differently to break away from the usual. And it was a matter of a brainwave. And again, this is because I'm observing things very carefully and making sure I remember them. The brainwave struck me that maybe I could use all of these woven objects in the background to create a very rustic look, as you see in the picture below. The fourth and most important thing would be lighting. As a newbie, it's important to understand and read light. Understand how it falls, how it embraces your subject, what it's doing to your pictures, and then take it up further a notch by understanding how to use that light to tell a different story every single time. What I love about lighting is that it can actually help you create a large variety of images for your clients. If you're new to lighting, it's important to just simply start off with natural light, which is readily available light. Now, our natural light source is the sun. You can use just natural light in so many different forms. If you shoot early in the morning, you're going to have nice, strong light coming in, be it, golden light at sunrise or at sunset, or really harsh light midday. But think about all the modifiers you can use with natural light to give this a very different effect every single time you use it. After a point in time, it's important to not completely depend on only natural light, but it's important to learn how to use artificial lights so you can be prepared in any given situation. Sometimes the lighting you want will not necessarily be available with just natural light, and you will have to create that light from scratch using artificial lights and ready modifiers. When you start out on your lighting journey, especially with artificial lights, take it step by step, because it can be a complex process if you try to absorb all of it at one go. Start with one light, then go to two-point lighting, and then build from there on. But the moment you enter into the world of lighting, you will understand how beautiful it is to try and create different kinds of images and what light can do for each one of them. But the only secret to mastering lighting is practice. As a new photographer, before you decide to invest in any sort of professional photography equipment, it's better you start with what you have in hand. It does not have to be the most professional DSLR camera out there. It could be a very simple one, and that can really help you go places as well. What you need to do is focus on understanding and learn how to use it better, and then think about renting out professional equipment, get used to it, and then make wise decisions about the investment. I hope this video helped you. If you want to know more about photography tips and tricks, leave your questions in the comments below, and we'll definitely come up with a lot more interesting videos. Until then, see you.